Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, April the 11th. Hey, we got our usual crowd coming. We got Tom, Lee, Gentry, and Tracy joining us. We will be right back with what those guys have to say about fishing on your favorite bodies of water. Hey, tax day's right around the corner. We all know we're going to pay the piper there, but right now we want to find out how those bass are going to pay us. We got Tom Ott. He is your resident bass collector for Lake Gunnersville. Tom, how do we get those bass to collect in that live well?
Well, I tell you, the only thing right now that's taxing is trying to find a big fish out there. That's the problem. I mean, there's been a ton of fish. I think the fishing, as far as the lake's concerned, the fishing's incredible. I mean, anywhere you can fish the bank, you can just go down the bank right now and pretty much catch fish. Keepers, you might catch 12 pounds and might be 15, 16 pounds, something like that. But it's really been difficult, guys, to catch a larger fish. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. If it's just timing right now, if we'll see more of the larger fish come up shallow when we get the brim on bed and everything settles down a little bit. Right now, it's just really kind of tough. But the lake's fishing's extremely strong. So don't let me. I'm not trying to turn you off of the lake because it's very, very healthy right now. I mean, the grass is anybody's been out there, the floating grass is wonderful. So it's very thick and plentiful, but the bass are really hitting just about anything you want to throw in 4 foot or less. A ding or any kind of plastics. I'm just looking for grass edges, things like that, around spawning flats, obviously, but the fishing has been good. It's just been difficult to catch those 4 to 5 to 6 pound class fish. I mean, we know they're there, just difficult to catch.
I remember back 2015 when Skeet Reese won a May tournament at Gunnersville. He ended up having to go to an 8-inch Bastrix paddle tail in order to get those fish to eat, the bigger ones. He was catching plenty of 3s and 4s. Is that the kind of thing you might want to look towards?
Absolutely. I'm thinking, some of the buka shads, things like that. I know that the glide bait's been a big player this year so far. And, just the thing of it is when you can go out and catch 50 fish or you can go out and catch 3 big fish, it's hard to keep that glide bait in your hand all day kind of
Right.
deal. I mean, the fishing's just that solid, and you just know there's going to be a big bite sooner or later. And sometimes it comes and sometimes it doesn't.
Real quick, we got 30 seconds left. Tell me about the crappie bite. Is it still causeways, or is that what we're looking for? Bridges?
Yeah, the causeway, they're about done, with the spawn, they're kind of moving out in some deeper water, so you're going to have to start looking around. But the causeway, the bridge is still a good place to go, get on some, but they are starting to scatter out a little bit and get more in those deeper creek channels. So, you might have to look out in that 5 to 10 foot of water around some stumps.
Brother, we appreciate everything, and we'll talk to you again next week. Hey, we've got Tracy Robinson, who is our resident expert on Logan Martin and Lay Lake, and we're going to talk to him right now. Tracy, what's going on in your 2 favorite bodies of water?
Yep. Logan Martin will start at the top end. That water's slowly creeping up. I say slowly, it's actually a couple of inches a day right now. So they're bringing it up actually kind of quick. Um, not a lot changes with that other than the fact that those fish are moving up with him. So on the bass, just keep slipping on up the bank with them. You're getting some new cover in the water now, some new poles on the piers. So just move up with them, and really not a big change in strategy. It's still your chatterbaits on the docks. It's still plastics in the structure, the log, the wood, the metal, whatever that be. You can still catch them, on the crankbait. They're ready to spawn. They're about to explode right now. So those fish are moving up there really quick with the water. Cover the water a good bit in the morning with some top water. They're eating top water pretty good on the sea walls. Mostly spotted bass is what I'm talking about there. You can pick up the buzz bait too if you want to cover water even faster there going down the banks. But just a lot of fish in the shallows in general right now. I'm doing a lot of different types of baits. The crappie still moving up a little bit more too. They're still hanging out in that 6 to 8 foot brush piles around the docks, around the banks. They're not out there as wide as they were. So both the bass and the shallow just keep moving up, or the crappie just keep moving up with them, and you'll keep catching them at Logan. Lay's a little bit different just because the water's a little bit more stable there. Seeing some fry already swimming around some of these grass beds, so that's a really good sign. When you start seeing that fry really slow down right there and kind of work that area good, because that female's probably still around there pretty close right now. And when you're talking about the largemouth, the grass bite, buzz bait, swim jig, top water around the grass. That seems to be where the majority of the fish are right now, either going on bed, or coming off a bed is kind of the deal, at lay. Crappie, I don't have a real good report other than I'm seeing a lot of the crappie fishermen up there pretty shallow right now, still fishing also that shallower brush. Most of them dragging jigs, throwing jigs. Hadn't had a lot of wind, so they've been going with some of the lighter setups as well around those brush piles. So that's kind of what
Um,
I got this week in both lakes.
yeah, it sounds like things are starting to progress. I know as the water starts to come up, they'll head towards the spawning areas. I know, and that's people need to start looking for that because the water got up there, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Um, it's a good time to fish right now up there. Just stay near the banks, dude. Stay near the shallow water. Look for the hard bottoms, and you're going to catch some fish on both Logan and Lay.
Brother, I appreciate everything as always, and we will talk to you again next week.
All right, thank you, Dano. Have a good week.
You too. Hey, we are joined by the ever dapper and charming Lee Pitts. Look at him. He looks like the man about town that he is. Hair's all coiffed, perfect. Sunglasses on, looking great. Lee, let's talk Neely Henry. We had the Coosa River Team Trail ran the City of Gadsden tournament this week. We helped partner with that. I don't know about you, but I found it fun. Caught a lot of fish, lost a good one, but it seems like the fish are shallow. Is that where you lived?
Feeling good too, Lewis. But yes, it was one of those. It was a fun tournament. I mean, everybody I talked to, everybody caught fish. My partner and I, Derek, we had a good time out there. Caught a bunch of fish. Couldn't really find the big ones, but man, like I said, Neely is fishing really, really well right now. We stayed up shallow about all day. And caught them multiple ways, pitching plastics on there, caught some fish on a buzzbait early, caught fish on frogs, and just anywhere that we could just find the little pockets and find some kind of wood cover. Backed off a little bit later in the day and caught some fish on rock with a crankbait. So Neely is fishing good. A lot of the buck bass, the males are getting up there tight. They're getting ready to do their thing. Looking for some of these bigger fish. They're still kind of cruising out there, just holding about mid range. But, a fun day right now. If you want to catch a lot of fish, a trick worm was real good. We threw a weightless trick worm, threw a spinnerbait, some buzz bait, pitching plastics. You name it, you can catch fish right now on Neely.
Yeah, I caught most of mine around the grass. Got one on a buzz bait. The rest of them came flipping, and with Chapel throwing a Senko. That was a pretty fun day. All right, Weiss Lake. Let's talk about that. I know we spent a lot of time on Neely Henry, but what's going on up there?
Yeah, and with Weiss right now, the crappie are kind of taking the front seat. The crappie are getting
Good.
up really, really tight. They're getting on the banks. Anywhere you can find. Once again, wood cover seems to be the deal with a crappie. Throwing a float, you can tight line them. They're getting around these docks. I had a lot of kids this last week, and it's something that when we're casting for them, I had to kind of do most of the throwing, but you could still pull for them. I had several trips this last week with youngsters in there, not catching a lot of the 10-inch plus fish, but catching a lot of fish. So if you got kids right now, or even with me, man, it made me feel good seeing these smaller fish getting these bays, knowing that we've got fish coming there going to spawn, and we've still got a lot of fish to come. So it's one of the things right now. The weather is right. The water temperature is getting right. These fish are trying to get up there and spawn, and everywhere's looking good. As far as Neely Henry and Weiss right now, we're looking good on our lakes. You can catch them doing multiple things with the bass and the crappie. If you like to watch a float go under, You can do that. If you like to shoot docks and feel that little thump, you can do that. If you still like to be lazy like I do and long line, you can catch them long lining. So Weiss Lake's looking pretty good right now.
Brother, as always, we appreciate everything. Thank you. You are the Terminator, and we will talk to you again next week. Hey, we got Gentry Gordy joining us right now. We're going to talk a little bit of fishing down there in his lower Alabama area. We're going to hit Jordan Lake, and we're going to hit Lake Martin. Gentry, you pick. Where do you want to start?
Well, Dano, we'll start at Jordan. I honestly, not much has changed. You know, we started getting some cooler nights. The temperature hadn't got as hot during the day, so they're really doing a lot of the same. You still got some fish pulling up. I think you can still find some shad spawns going on. Not as much as it has been though. But you know, there's different shad. I think the herring are pretty much done up the river. The bigger shad. But anyway, the river bites on. A lot of those fish are chasing bait down the lake. Man, I'm swimming a jig, throwing a frog, and flipping a Texas rig around the grass edges, and even a Cinco around the dock, stuff like that. It's springtime fishing, man. They're everywhere, and just keep your eyes peeled because there's some coming and some going.
What about the crappie on Jordan Lake? Are you hearing anything out of that?
I haven't heard anything, but you know, I would imagine it's the same. You know, people hitting the trash piles in the 8 to 10 foot and catching some of them coming and going, just like the bass are doing.
Okay. All right, let's turn to Lake Martin. I know that's clean water. You're probably starting to see some fish that are up there bedding. They might be actually done at this point with a big wave. What's happening at Martin?
Yeah, I think the big wave is about over, but you know, it's you still got a Martin still has another month left to fish. You know, you see potential for the fish to be bedding. There is a shad spawn going on at Martin. It's quick, and if you find them in one place one morning, they're more than likely not there the next. You know, we talk about that. That's just the way Martin is. They're there 1 minute, gone the next. But to find them, you know, doing the same pattern 2 days in a row is pretty tough. But if you get out there early enough, look around the seawalls. The water's only about 1.5 feet down, so there's a lot of seawalls and you know some rock banks that are in the water. Look right there for a shad spawn. After that, still keep a spinnerbait honest because of the shad. You know they just back off a little bit. Some good fish are eating a shaggy head, but man, just you know small stuff like little glide baits and stuff like that up shallow. Just keep your eyes peeled. If you see a big largemouth up there, a lot of times they'll run to you bait.
Yeah, and I know right now that crappie is moving up, but we're not far away either from those brim breads starting to show up, right?
Yeah, that's right. I've Jordan and Martin both. I have found brim beds. I haven't seen them there yet. I think the next full moon, the brim will probably be up there. I still fish them just because it's a change in the bottom. You know, sometimes fish use it, but I haven't seen the brim bedding yet. But it won't be long.
Brother, as always, we appreciate everything, and we will talk to you again. Well, that wraps up our Bucks Island area fishing report for Saturday, April the 11th. Thank you guys for everything that you are. The best part of Bucks Island, we are here if you need anything. If you're looking for that boat, you're looking for parts or service, of course, the tackle upstairs in the loft is something that a lot of people stop by and get. We appreciate you. You are the best part of who we are, and we thank you.